And our first guest started his sporting career in rugby league before seeing the light and making the switch to union. He's racked up almost 100 games for the New South Wales Waratahs as a tough-running number 8. He's also been capped around 50 times for the Wallabies. It's a big 360 welcome to Wycliff Palu. Wycliff, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, look, my first question to you, obviously, is where did the name Wycliff come from?
I was named after my dad's brother, so it came from him. But a lot of people think it's from the that singer.
Can you sing?
No, not the best singer. So.
Oh, so the talent show we got after this is going to be a real letdown, won't it?
Yeah, I'll just play the guitar. So.
Play guitar. Well, you started, like Jay said, you started in league. You went to union. Yeah. You went back to league for a little bit. Then you went back to union, or you're in union now. You want to tell us a bit about that story?
Yeah, I think just growing up, I was introduced to league from Munir's brother Mark, and started playing league then, and started playing a few rep sides and stuff like that, and then.
Was it here in Sydney?
Yeah, he was here in Sydney, in the Northern Beaches there, and I think it just came down to opportunities and stuff like that. I didn't play rugby until I was 18, I think, and then you just keep playing and trying to find gigs here and there, and then. Opportunity came up with the Dragons, and I was lucky enough to spend a year there and learnt a lot there. Yeah.
Has the game changed a lot since you've been playing? I know that the game has got a lot faster. Talking to some of the All Blacks, the game has definitely got a lot faster, especially for the forward pack. What about you? How have you found that you've had to change your game?
I think probably for me, I think I had to probably adjust, because sometimes in rugby you don't get the ball a lot. So I think I had to adjust and try to make an impact without the ball and stuff like that. So I think that just comes with experience.
Which is harder, league or rugby? In that, with league, the ball will always stop and go, whereas with rugby, you can't die with the ball.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm probably more suited to rugby. I think the speed of league, it's a lot quicker game, I think, in league, especially for bigger blokes. So I think for me, I think I'll have to say league is harder because it was a quicker game.
So what would be your prep in terms of coming into a game? Being that they all say you're the wrecking ball, like what makes you tick? Like you're like seriously growing up, he was like this cuddly human bear, and then all of a sudden, you get this field and a ball and a white line and a few teammates behind you, and you're psycho. So like, what ticks?
I think it's just the Islander thing. I think away from rugby, I think everyone's pretty cruisy and relaxed, and like to take it easy, and really nice people. Then once they get into a bit of a confrontation, things change. It's
an interesting look, because obviously the All Blacks, there are a lot of Samoans in the All Blacks, but in the Wallabies there are a lot of Tongan brothers in the Wallabies, obviously, and legends like Willie Ofahingawe, Daniel Manu, if he ever turned up to training. But what is that? Is there a brotherhood? All of a sudden the doors open and you're going, come on, everyone come in.
Yeah, I think so. I think, as you said, Willie O, I think he probably led the way for a lot of the Tongans in Australia. I think, I played down at Manly Rugby as well, and, Willie O, I remember when he first, the stories that when he first made the Wallabies, there was like 100, Tongan guys rocking up to Manly training, and they all played number 8, so I think that's the kind of thing that, that Willie O done, and he paved the way. Then he made it. I guess younger Tongan people look up to him and say that they can be that too.
How important is family and religion to you?
A big part. I think they're the reason why I'm here today, and they've supported me to where I am now, and they're the ones that keep driving me to keep going and keep playing and trying to better myself.
And talking about family, I know you and Mark are like only weeks apart. I don't remember who wins the battles in the backyard with you two.
I used to win.
Because you guys always used to line up.
Yeah, he like at a young age he used to beat me a lot in the backyard, probably footy stuff, but I used to beat him in the fights. So.
Yeah.
Once I started losing, I just started throwing a few punches.
And in your opinion, who's the more gifted? Who's the more talented one?
I think he was. like I think you could see it as like at a young age, he you know, he could kick, he could pass, he could run, and he could sidestep.
But out of your brothers and sisters?
Oh, out of my brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
I think probably my older brother. He's probably pretty talented, but just probably doesn't work hard enough.
It's always an interesting comment, because when you ask superstars, especially Polynesian superstars, they go, yeah, I'm all right, but you should see my cousin, or you should see my brother. In saying that, how difficult was it to get your career started? Once you took on a jersey, I mean, there's a whole heap of other people that have come before you. Well, you know, what was the pressure like?
I think it's like, you know, especially for young Islanders, it's massive. I think the pressure, and I think, you know, I think you got to have a real tight support network, especially your family. They got to like, support you no matter what. And I think, you know, sometimes the pressure could get too much for Islanders, and I think, you know, you probably could see that with a lot of young Islanders. They got a lot of potential, but then you know, the pressure might get too much, and they kind of, you know, go off the roads.
But say you talk about family and stuff, and when you go to training, how does it feel when you get to training and you walk through the doors at New South Wales Waratahs and half the team full of Islanders? You know, how does that help you at training and stuff? You know, that support network.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You know, when I first started playing, there was only probably 2 or 3 of us there. You know, and you know, these days there's probably like, you know, 10 in the squad, and you know.
The lunchtime looks a bit different as well.
Yeah, the lunchtime's a bit, you know, there's not much food.
About nutrition.
3 hours.
Yeah, there's not much, you know, food left, you know, left at lunch.
Just a salad.
Yeah, no, it's good. You know, it's you know, when you walk into a room and you don't know anyone, and you see another Islander, you know, you immediately connect.
The spotlight, the international spotlight that falls on you, you have an international name. Everybody knows you around the world as a hard-hitting number 8, but you're not the most famous person in your family. Your mother is one of the most famous people in your family. Tell us a little bit about your mother.
Yeah, but you know, she doesn't really, you know, talk about, you know, her days of running and stuff like that. But you know, I think when I used to go back to Tonga when I was a younger kid, like, you know, a lot of the older generation, you know, really knew her and kept reminding me that, you know, my mum was this and, you know, a famous runner. To be honest, probably mine would probably know a bit more than me. She hardly, you know, says the stories and stuff like that. But as far as I know, that she was, she went to a few Commonwealth Games and Pacific Games and got, I think,
She went to a Pan Pacific game, and she won 4 gold medals and became MVP of that tournament. That running championship, and that's pretty rare for a lady back in the islands at that time to achieve that status, especially in an athletics environment. And she's very humble and courageous woman, and she was just very hungry back in the day just to succeed and push herself. And I remember back in the day when I was doing little athletics, life-saving nippers, and I had to train before I came back, so I visited the islands with her, and she was like, okay, I'll take you to my local school front yard and I'll show you how I did some training. And she used to do laps and laps and laps, and I was like, there's no way I'll be, you know, running around this field with bare feet, doing laps after laps, and then be ready for, you know, a stint on the park. But her training was pretty ruthless.
Was she chasing this guy while she was doing all the laps, or what?
No, he was on the bike.
Was he eating with his brother?
He was sitting there having let's have another Pacific day, shall we?
Yeah. Now, but in saying that, she couldn't compete on a Sunday because of religious beliefs. So the tournament actually fell on the finals, and it was Sunday was the finals, and she couldn't compete. So they all say that she could have won more medals purely because it landed on a religious day. Music
is a huge influence in Polynesian life. What kind of music do you like listening to? Especially with a name like Wycliff.
Bit of reggae. Yeah. UB40 and stuff like that. So
you use that as motivation before a game? Do you listen to anything before the game?
Yeah, I just kind of chuck the iPod on shuffle there, but you know, it's all reggae stuff, and it's not really to get me, you know, fired up. It's just more to relax and stuff like that. So,
would you ever consider being a part of a boy band?
I'll be a drummer. I could play the drums.
You can play drums.
Can I play drums at the back?
Well, listen, you know what? We're gonna we'll go one better than that. See, take a look at this. You probably recognise some of those players there. As you can see, when the Crusaders aren't winning, trophies, they're out trying to raise money here. And as you can see, he not only can take the high ball, but also can run around. Ever see you stop doing that?
Nah.
Do one on Pacific Day with the rest of the boys. You can do one on Pacific Day.
I'll probably be a rapper though. I wouldn't sing. I'll try
and the boys themselves utilise those formal suits that they normally go out to, have those luncheons and that, to be able to play. We want to thank the Crusaders for that little clip there. We've had a great time. We want to thank Wycliff very much for joining us here on Pacific Sports 360. Wycliff, thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thanks, man.